This is your 420 Radio News for Friday, October 11th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Denver Ordinance could make smell of marijuana illegal, from Huffington Post. A new city ordinance being considered in Denver could make the smell of marijuana, or even just the sight of someone smoking marijuana, illegal if it can be smelled or seen by others. Denver Mayor Hancock told the Denver Post, quote, "Your activities should not pervade others' peace and ability to enjoy. Marijuana is one of those elements that can be quite pervasive and invasive. I shouldn't have to smell your activities from your backyard." End quote. Violations of the proposed rules, if passed, would carry fines of up to $999 or a year in jail, 7 News reports. But backers of Amendment 64 in Colorado say the proposed ordinance isn't just unconstitutional, it's hypocritical, as the new rule is being considered during the same weekend as Denver celebrates another substance, beer, with the nation's largest celebration of beer, the Great American Beer Festival, taking place in the city. Pot dispensary co-owner gets 6-month sentence from San Francisco Gate. The co-owner of a large-scale medical marijuana dispensary in Hayward was sentenced to 6 months in prison Thursday for money laundering and conspiracy, one of the shorter terms imposed in recent federal prosecutions of pot suppliers. Abraham Norton of Oakland will also serve 6 months in a halfway house and forfeit $600,000 to the government. Federal agents raided the Norton's Compassionate Patients Collective in 2007 and seized drugs, money, and 2 luxury cars. In their guilty pleas, they acknowledged $56 million in marijuana sales over the previous 3 years. The brothers had an operating permit from Alameda County and said they'd been assured by Sheriff Charles Plummer that the federal government would leave them alone if they complied with state and local laws. The charges carried sentences that could have been at least 15 years in prison. Los Angeles City Attorney moves to shut down illegal pot shops, from the Los Angeles Times. Los Angeles City Attorney Mike Foyer said his office is moving to shut down 38 medical marijuana dispensaries operating outside the requirements of a voter-approved May ballot measure intended to reduce their number. Foyer said his office is filing new prosecutions every week. In office since July 1st, Foyer said the actions mark, quote, "a new day," end quote, for medicinal marijuana regulation in Los Angeles. Under Measure D, pot shop operators and landlords leasing space are subject to prosecution. Dozens of shops shut down on their own after Foyer's office sent out letters informing dispensaries of the new rules. About 135 pot outlets meet the voter-approved criteria for continuing to operate and won't be prosecuted, Foyer said. But if they are within 600 feet of a park, a school, or a child care facility, they will have to move, he said. Canada's Breaking Bad is a pot grower in a chocolate factory, from Bloomberg.com. An abandoned factory once owned by Hershey Company in Canada may soon be making products that offer a bigger buzz than a chocolate kiss: marijuana, under license by the government of Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Canada's health department in June said it would end a system allowing people to grow medicinal pot in their homes and instead have companies supply the drug. The licensing of output is a, quote, "tightening up versus loosening up," end quote, of drug laws because it separates, quote, "the legitimate from the illicit use," end quote, said Mark Mander, chairman of a drug panel for the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police and head of police in Kentville, Nova Scotia. Homegrown pot has led to, quote, "unintended consequences," end quote, that hurt public safety and led to people abusing the system, Health Canada said in June when it published the rules. The location at 1 Hershey Drive has the advantage of being across the street from the local police station, said the owner of the company, Bruce Linton, Tweed Incorporated. Canada's plan for secure, large-scale sanctioned production may be emulated by other countries, he said. When it comes to marijuana, North Korea appears to have little care about it. North Korea's apparent stance on marijuana may surprise you, writes Huffington Post. According to multiple reports from defectors, visitors, and experts, North Korea either has no law against the sale and consumption of weed, or it has a law that is largely unenforced. A 2010 report by Open Radio for North Korea, an American non-governmental organization based in Seoul, cited anonymous North Korean sources saying that Kim Jong-un's regime does not consider marijuana to be a drug. This has been your 420 Radio News for Friday, October 11th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines to take a look at addiction specialists that are exaggerating the drug use of the baby boomers. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.